Lou by Jason Reynolds. Chapter 1. My name, Lightning. I am the man, the guy, the kid, the one, the only, the Lou. Lucky Lou, or as I call myself, Lukey Lou. Or, as my mom calls me, Lou the Lightning Bolt, because lightning's so special it don't never happen the same way, or at least the same place twice. That's what she says. And I like the nickname, but I don't believe that. Don't believe that lightning won't strike the same place or the same tree or the same house or the same person more than once. I think Mom might have missed on that one. I swear, sometimes she'd just be talking to me talking. Plus, how would she know that? I mean, she knows a lot of stuff because she's a mother, and mothers got to know a lot of stuff. But the people who went to school for that kind of thing, like weather people and the meteorologists who should be studying meteors, not the weather, they don't even be knowing because they should be studying meteors, not the weather. Talking about it, B, 50% chance of rain, a little, a lot today, or maybe tomorrow. I mean, come on. And I'm supposed to just believe lightning don't never strike the same place twice ever, right? You know, who really made me know my mother was wrong? Ghost. One time, he told me about this guy named, starts with an R, who holds the world record for getting struck by lightning not once, not twice, not three times, not four times, not five times, not six times, but seven times. If I were Ray or Ron or whatever his name was, or because he got to be dead, I would have stayed in the house after his second one. I mean, what was he thinking? Knowing him, or I didn't really know him, but you know, people like him, so that's basically the same thing. He was probably listening to meteorologists or my mother, who, by the way, when she says the thing about the lightning striking, don't even be talking about real lightning, like electric bolts in the sky. Nah, she'd be talking about electric moments in life. And I clearly was the most electricest moment of hers. 117,000 albino, born with no melanin, which means born with no brown. And honestly, I wasn't supposed to be born at all because my mom wasn't supposed to be able to have kids. So a two-time special once in a lifetime thing until yesterday. It was Sunday dinner, which is the same as Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday and Saturday dinner, except mom always tries something new with the food. And this Sunday, my dad, who normally works late, was there at the table with my mom to drop me the news on me. We were having another baby. They almost sang it out like a song hook or something. Like one, two, three, they'd everything. You for real? That's all I could really let out. But inside my head, I was going, yo, you serious? Like, really for real? Real talk? No jokes? Stop playing. And I ain't funny. If you be playing, wait, what's it? Nah, can't be for real. Real, for real? Stretching my neck, trying to see my mother's stomach, even though she was sitting down. Dad was tucking in his gold chain into his shirt. He always did that whenever he was eating. Then popped me on the arm with the back of his hand, and when I looked at him, wondering what he did that for, he just shook his head real fast like he knew something I ain't known. Like he knew something I ain't want to find out. Sorry, I yelled. It's just, I can't even tell. I pinched, I pulled, I picked a piece of meat from my turkey wing on a plate. A recipe mom said she got from Patty's aunt. Tasted pretty good too, even though it was seemed weird to be eating just turkey wings without the rest of the turkey. That's what chicken wings are for. We're for real, my mom smiled. We're just about 3 months, and they're saying December 6th you're going to have a little brother or sister. I swear her face was glowing like there were light bulbs in her cheek. That's why I've been more tired than usual, and why I'm sometimes late picking you up at practice. Been a little sick during the day. Sick? Yeah, nothing serious. No more pregnancy stuff. But That part should be almost over. She crossed her fingers. Oh, and well, thank you for not being able to tell by looking at me. Trust me, I'll be poking out soon enough. You know, it took a while for you to make your presence known, too. And the boy ain't stopped since, my dad threw in. Ain't that the truth? Mom pressed her shirt against her stomach, just enough to show a bump not bigger than the kind you get after a Thanksgiving meal. Only difference is it wasn't Thanksgiving, even though turkey. Anyway, you tell you're telling you now because tomorrow we have a doctor's appointment. I'm going. I mean, well, we thought about it, but your championship week, she set her fork down, folded her arms on the table. You want to go? Or would you rather go to practice? Tricky. I definitely wanted to go to the doctors to see what was going on with the baby, but not if they did it while I thought I was gonna do there. Depends. What are they gonna be doing with the I balled up my fist and slowly moved it over my stomach to demonstrate how they pull out the machine thing that turns the baby into a blob of virtual reality with a heartbeat and all. And then the baby will show up on the screen looking like old footage of the moon landing, a blob, a virtual reality, or old school TV when the TV was basically the radio on the screen. Dad choked on his drink. The sonogram, my mother put a name on my brilliant description. And when have you ever seen the footage of a moon landing? Ghost showed me. Well, really, Ghost asked Patty to pull it up on her phone because he was trying to convince us that it never happened. He heard those dudes at the bus stop saying it was all fake. Patty said she got a friend whose dad was the rocket scientist. I ain't ever known that was a real job. And she said she could prove the moon landing was real. And Sonny, well, he said he already knew it was real, the moon landing and the moonwalk, because he had been up there, the moon. That's what he said. Too bad his discuss. Too bad his discuss ain't never going to the moon. I'm sorry. Too bad his discus ain't never going to the moon. Sonny couldn't get that thing to go far enough to land any other place than the last place. The first, the a few weeks ago, at the first meet he was ever thrown at, he stepped up to the line and first two tries. Me, Patty Ghost started cheering for him like just us trying to make sure he ain't feel bad because he's looking pretty rough out there. Even my pops joined in with the encouragement. And then everybody started clapping and screaming, "Go, Sonny! Come on, Sonny! Go, Sonny! And you can do it!" And all that kind of stuff. Even some people from the other team, Sonny dropped back in his throwing position, started winding up. His face looked more intense than I'd ever seen it. Like a stone, he wound and wound and wound and whipped into the spin and right and flung the arm and discus. He let out a sound like, I don't even know, like a whale, like a whale. And it was wild. And the discus went maybe 10 feet, maybe. I mean, the thing went nowhere. But he got off and without a foul. And I was cheesing from ear to ear. We all were. He threw his hands up in the air, broke out in some kind of weird dance move and everything. Last place. But there was only three people competing, so good for him. Last place was still third place. So yeah, we're gonna sonogram the baby. I want to go. Yep, and make sure everything is beautiful and growing. My mom wiggled her fingers in the air, and even though I couldn't see her feet, I knew she was wiggling her toes too. And you going to find out if it's a boy or a girl? She corrected me. Right, or a girl. Mom looked at Dad and then back at me, nodded and smiled. Then a yes. Well, then I'm going to practice. Why? My mother looked shocked, like I said I was going to the moon or something, so that y'all can come home and surprise me. I love surprises. Have been. My folks used to give me a surprise birthday party every year when I was younger, and even though I was never really surprised because they did it like every year, I was still happy they did it until I asked them to start surprising me with sneakers for my birthday so then I could surprise the world. My father being surprising my mom all the time with flowers and husband wife stuff, and my mother surprises us with stuff like turkey wings. I mean, for real, this pregnancy was a surprise. Maybe the biggest one ever. Like, boom, Lou, you're having a little brother or a sister, or surprise. Okay. My father caught eyes with my mother. And again, like they rehearsed it, they both shrugged. Well, obviously, neither of us have to be able to get you from practice. You'll have to figure out, you'll have to figure, and we figured you want to be there. So I've made arrangements for, cleared his throat, for coach to bring you home. I nodded, nibbling on the knobby end of the turkey bone. But that's exciting news, right? My mother smiled, looking like I could spit the whole bottom half of her face. Yeah, I wiped grease from my mouth with the back of my hand. But it's a little, I don't know, it's just though I know my dad cut me off and put his fingertips to the top of my mother's fingertips. We did too. What I was about to say that I thought mom could have had no more kids was that was that's what she always said and what we always said. And that's what they said, the doctors always said. According to them, I was a miracle. I wasn't supposed to even be born. So another baby was almost impossible. A miracle with some extra miracleness sprinkled on it. Magic, lightning, striking twice.